Good morning and welcome to Fruehauf. We've come over to our graphics and livery shed today, and I'm delighted to introduce to you Neale Jones, who's our blower expert, and today we're going to take you on a wee journey around the newest product to come out of Fruehauf for a number of years. So if you'd just like to introduce to the camera, Neale, what's your background in blowing industry?
Well, I've been into blowers for as long as I can remember. So 40 something years experience. I've owned them, I've driven them, I've managed them. I've just done it nearly all my life, to be honest.
And why did Fruehauf decide to build a blower? What's the industry made up of? What's the key market for blowing products?
Well, Fruehauf have built virtually the best tipper trailer you could get for years and years.
Yep.
And it's just another market that Fruehauf wanted to get into.
Yeah.
And well, they got hold of me to come in to try and show them how to build them, and hopefully we'll build a good proper blower trailer.
Yeah. And who uses them? Who tends to be the
It's
end
mostly
customer?
Animal feed mills.
Right.
But then some private individuals will buy them, haulage companies will buy them.
Right.
But animal feed mills are the main buyer.
Right.
And then, like I say, haulage companies, owner drivers, and there's not that many of them about, to be honest. So it's a very specialised market.
Fantastic. Well, do you want to take us round the blower and show us a wee bit about it? I noticed when we come in that this has got a brand new tractor unit on it, quite a big tractor unit. Is there any particular reason why it's with a tractor?
That one's a light tractor unit. It's got the little mid-lift wheel on it, and it's half a tonne lighter than a normal one.
Right.
And weight's a big thing because most people will pay you by the tonne.
Right.
But to be honest, the tractor unit, it's a little bit on the large side, that one is.
Yeah.
But it's got a big engine, it's a lovely motor, and it's just lighter.
And does this power the blower feature?
Yeah.
You know, the trailer operation itself?
Yeah, the trailer's actually hydraulically driven from the tractor unit, from the PTO of the tractor unit.
Right.
So
is that quite an economical way to run a blower?
It is nowadays, because you can't really go down the donkey engine route, because you can't use red diesel anymore.
Right.
You've got a weight saving with hydraulic drive.
Of course.
You'd be virtually a tonne lighter, less maintenance, and to be honest, hydraulic drive really is the way forward.
And does that allow you more load in the back then, everything, when you take weight from something?
The lighter, this particular one with that tractor unit on it, they'll be carrying about 28 tonne.
Right.
So it's a good bit of kit weight-wise.
Yeah.
Whereas donkey engines and that sort of route, you'll be a tonne heavier, so you'll only be carrying 27 instead of 28.
Got you. And as we walk down the side here, I noticed there's the wee portal windows. For those of our viewers that don't understand a blower product, what are these windows for, Neale?
Yeah, well this one, it's actually built with 3 petitions inside.
Right.
And 5 locks, so the petitions are movable.
Yeah. And
it creates different size compartments for different sorts of animal feed.
Ah, right.
So you could put 4 different products on this one.
So you could have pig feed, you could have chicken feed, you could have different products in each bay, basically, inside?
Yeah, you can, as long as the biosecurity side of things doesn't matter.
Yeah.
So ideally you don't really want to be going from a chicken farm to a pig farm and that sort of thing. Ideally you want the best, plan your route properly, and so you get no contamination. There's brush seals around the petitions, so you won't get no contamination from one box to another.
Fantastic.
So, and well, you've got the tipping controls.
Where are the tipping controls, Neale, actually?
This one, you can either once you flick the PTO in on the tractor unit to drive the hydraulics on the trailer, once that's all up and running, which is all through these hydraulic pipes on a swinging arm off the neck, flick the PTO in, it creates the hydraulics pressures, drives the trailer. You can then tip this particular one.
Oh, that's neat.
Tip the particular one from the front. That's raised lower and an override.
So that lifts the actual trailer up itself, does it?
That lifts the trailer up.
Right.
There's also an hydraulic, they're pneumatic.
Right.
There's an hydraulic tip lever on the chassis in here.
Ah, I see that, yeah.
And then there's more controls for tipping at the back of the trailer.
I wondered what this box was.
Ideally, you've got tip controls in the box here.
Oh, yep.
So ideally, when you're tipping on a farm, you can't always guarantee the ground's level. Ideally, you don't really want the driver stood at the side of the trailer.
Of course.
So they could tip it from the front and the back, and the driver's safe if it's tilting. They can see if it's tilting. And it's a lot safer to be able to control the tipping from...
So they can see the side and they can see the rear with it being positioned there.
Yeah, so it's a lot better. So you've got 3 different ways of tipping it up and down.
Yeah.
Your doors, petitions will be locked.
Is that what these are, Neale? Are these the locks for the petitions?
These are the door locks. Your petition will be in there.
Yeah.
Your petition's down. You lock it, and then it won't move at all when there's weight at the front of it.
Got you.
Then when you want to let it go, you push the pin in. That releases the door lock. The petition swings, so you have to tip them off in order of your deliveries.
Right.
So once you've emptied your back box, you release the door to let the next box go.
Yeah.
And so on until you've emptied your trailer.
Got you. And I see some really nice, neat, are these toolboxes or?
Yeah, we've got a main toolbox there for chucking all your bits and your bends and your pipe connectors and everything in.
Yeah.
And then there's another little toolbox here.
Oh, that's neat.
We've got the air intake housing there. There's a cover to go over that, but we've took it off so you can see what we're doing.
Yeah.
So the driver can chuck his gloves and his overalls and everything in there. We've got lights in the toolboxes, the rev counter. You've got the work lights. There'll be lights come on all over the place.
Fantastic.
There's seven additional working lights. There's one inside the body at the back. There's work lights on the back blower pipe so you can see what you're doing at night.
Brilliant.
There's 2 extra reversing lights. There's 2 work lights on the back, and there's 2 work lights. You could use them as reversing lights if you wanted.
Yep.
So if you got to a farm in the dark, you just stop, flick your switches, and it's all lit up, all everywhere.
But it's like you've thought of everything.
Yeah, it's.
And what's this, Neale? Was this for weighing? Or?
Yeah. So you've got your weigher. There's 2 choices of weighers. You can either have a Barry Napper one or you can have a PM one.
Yep.
Most folks tend to go for the Barry Napper one, but it's all to everybody's individual taste.
Sure.
And you will turn your sights, powered through the side lights. You turn your side lights on, lift the body 6 inches off the chassis, and then your weigher will all kick in.
God, it's very neat, isn't it?
Yeah, there's a remote for the weigher. This particular one's got the hydraulic sheet on it.
Yeah. Does that cover the load essentially, Neale?
Yeah.
Right.
So you've got your hydraulic sheet. There's a remote for the hydraulic sheet. Plus there's a manual switch on the front of the body for the sheet.
So very user friendly then.
Yeah. So you've got your remote for the weigher and you've got the remote for the sheet. They're both in the cab. You just try and make a driver's life as easy as possible. You've got your blower pipes.
Ah, right.
Your blower pipes in there. So there's 8 stainless steel blower pipes.
How far would that blow then, Neale? What's distance can it reach?
They're 8 foot long.
Right.
So there's 4 8-foots on each side.
Fantastic.
So
it's a fair distance then.
Yeah. Yeah. So it'll blow virtually as far as you have to. It's not very often nowadays you get more than 4 pipes out, but there's 4 on each side. So there's 8 8-foot pipes. So that should about cover every delivery
that you could possibly do.
Yeah.
Would you mind showing us the back doors, Neale? Because I know this is an area that you've really looked at very closely. and the quality of the locks and the quality of the systems that we use on the products at Fruehauf. Is there anything you can sort of describe to us about the back here?
If you open the back door, obviously there's an auger inside, there's a feeder spinning round, you've got to be safe.
Yeah.
Well, there's a safety cut off there, so if the grain hatch is opened or the back door's opened, all the hydraulics cut off just to make it safe, so nobody can hurt themselves, they can't. So you've got your safety cut-offs, everything's pneumatic, there's no electrics, there's no electrics at all, it's all pneumatically operated.
That must offer some advantages in cold countries like the UK.
Yeah, it does, and electrics, as good as electrics are, the areas and the places that the lorries go to, you've got pigs and you've got cattle and you've got, and the mess on the floor and the spray and everything, electrics can be a problem later on, but hopefully we shouldn't have any electric problems because there's hardly any electrics on them.
Excellent. And I see here we've got two brands here. We've got Fruehauf and Bulk Systems.
Well, we've got a Fruehauf chassis and then Bulk at Wisbeach. They met the bodies. They're, to be honest, in the years and years of experience I've had, I'd say an Bulk body's up there, right up there. Yeah. They're a cracking body. They are a good body, and they can build them to whatever specification the customer wants.
Right.
They might want one petition, they might want 7 petitions.
Yep.
They might want more door locks, so the petitions will move. Everybody, Bulk will build the body to whatever the customer wants.
So I take it it's very important to understand the customer's application, how they're going to use the product, and try and design it to suit their application. Yeah,
because some people might have a lot of small drops and deliveries on the trailers, so they might want 5, 6 or even 7 petitions. Yeah. But then others might not want any petitions, or they might want 4 petitions. It all depends on what sort of job the customer does, or what sort of work the haulage contractor is doing.
Got you.
And these can be blown, you can blow off from both sides. Yeah. It's just operated, the airflow is operated by the 2 butterfly valves at the bottom. Yeah. So if you close that one off and open that one, it'll come out that side.
Ah, right.
If you open that one and close that one, it'll blow out that side. So if you reverse into a farm or you pull up to a bin, if the bin's on that side, you're okay, or if the bin's on that side, you're okay.
Got you.
So it's got the extra work lights up the top.
It just looks really neat the way it's been designed. I take it you spent quite a lot of time in the early stages with the blueprint, getting it right.
Yeah, it's took a lot of sorting out. Yep. The access into the body, the petitions have got doors in the doors.
Right.
So you've got an access ladder here that you pull out. Open the back door, the stop comes down, holds the back door open. You go up your access ladder into the body, then you can open the doors in the petitions, and you could, because under the regulations for the animal feed, you have to sanitise them out within every 6 weeks to cover either UFAS or task regulations for animal feed.
Right.
So it's easy access to climb in, just tip it up a foot, climb in with your steam cleaner, you can walk through the petitions, wash it all out, shut the petitions on your way out, and it makes it so easy for sanitising it out. And it's all regulations. You have to wash them out. So you've just got to make it easy for whoever's washing it out, and that's the best way of doing it.
It's almost like, having you been on the job for so long as an operator, an owner-operator, you understand it from a user's point of view. And I think we've designed something with that in mind.
Yeah.
The operator in mind.
You've got to build them and design them so the drivers, nowadays, you've got to make it as safe and as easy for them as possible. Yeah. And I've lived in them, I've worked them, I've owned them, I've run them, I've done everything with them, and hopefully you design them and do them as if you were doing the job yourself.
Yeah.
And then you think, well, right, I'd like it like that. Well, they'll like it like that because it's a driver.
Of course.
And I've got a lot of respect for the drivers that use blower trailers, because it's not just a bucket on wheels.
Yeah.
It's a very complex, specialised bit of kit, and there's a lot more involved than just taking the sheet off, filling it up, tipping it off again.
Of course.
And they are usually, the drivers that use them are really good chaps, but they have to be clued up.
Got you.
So,
if we just take a walk round, Neale, to finish off, I noticed that this is a demonstrator model. So has this been going out to potential customers to use and trial for us?
This one's just been out for 4 days to a poultry feed manufacturer.
Yeah.
And they were chuffed to bits with it. And it's come back, it's all been cleaned off, sanitised out. Fruehauf are actually task registered, so we can sanitise it out properly, supply a certificate to say it's been sanitised out, and all the customers and the people that will use them will need that certificate because they'll need the traceability side of it. So we can supply all that. We've washed it out, cleaned it off, and it's due to go out to another customer on Wednesday.
One last question for me, Neale, would be if somebody watching today wants to get in touch to either trial this or find out more, should they get in touch with yourself directly?
Well, if they wanted to get into the complexity,
the workings of
the workings of it, then I mean, I'm happy to talk to anybody. But any of the sales staff at Fruehauf or MV, they can talk to anybody, and then I can always get involved then, and we just take it from there.
And one very last question, if you were to summarise the benefits of a Fruehauf blower in the marketplace, how would you frame that, Neale? Is there 2 or 3 key things? You mentioned the electrics earlier.
Yeah, well, we've tried to make them as bulletproof as possible.
Yep.
The worst thing you want is a trailer going out with a load of animal feed and something going wrong and not be able to use it. The animals have still got to have the feed.
Of course.
And it's that important. You just want to make them, nobody's perfect and things can go wrong, but you just want to try and make them as reliable as possible. And that's the aim that we're doing. And we are tweaking things as we're going along, because we've never made them before, and we just want them to be bomb-proof so they don't break down.
Fantastic. Neale, thank you very much for taking the time to show us around the blower. We look forward to maybe getting some more phone calls in the back of this video with your charming wit and repartee.
Yeah, probably will.
Thanks very much indeed, Neale.
Yeah.
All the best. Thank you.